Hey, y'all, listen. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome into the building. It's Trending Topic Wednesday, and we got stuff to talk about. Yes, we do. We got stuff to talk about. The title is real simple. It's called Shocking. Shocking. We got this Brooklyn hustler, paraplegic, in a wheelchair. He was living in housing, meaning that you know what his housing was subsidized. He was living in housing. But then he found him a come up. Found himself a come up. And what was his come up? His come up was suing the local businesses in his neighborhood, talking about your place is not wheelchair accessible. By the time he got finished with all his lawsuits, now he done rose up like the Jeffersons. He's in a luxury apartment up in the sky. They said the apartments in that building start at about $4K a month. And although he's in a wheelchair, they say he bought himself a BMW. And they said he got some personal lawyers where he don't got to worry about fees or nothing, because when he sued the people, they got to pay his lawyer fees and all of that. A scam in a wheelchair. Listen, the scammers are everywhere. They walking, they talking, they not talking, they got wheelchairs, they everywhere. Don't let the wheelchair fool you. He out there scamming the neighborhood. And yes, every business is supposed to be a wheelchair accessible. But some of these businesses said we ain't even never see him. And then he slick, him and his lawyer, they got a game. They wait till like 2 years later, then they sue you. So it's 2025. They be like, well, when he came back in 2022, so then it ain't no witnesses, no cameras, don't nobody remember nothing, and he can go on with this lawsuit. Well, this one business is fighting back. And I don't blame them. They fighting back. Because when I tell you he came up. How you go from subsidized housing to you paying $4,000 a month in rent? It's a shame. And you got some small business owners that they just wanted to settle because they didn't want no problems and they didn't want to lose their business or their livelihood. So he got himself a lawyer like Tony Busby, because his lawyer just be sending demand letters. Talking about pay this, we can settle out of court, and he'll go away. It's a mess. It's sad. Because people put their blood, sweat, and tears into their business. Then you got a scam artist coming along, tearing their business down, their hard-earned work over a lawsuit. It's a shame. So we're going to talk about the Brooklyn hustler in the wheelchair. And no, we ain't discriminating, none of that. He a hustler in the wheelchair. Scam artist, allegedly. Then we're going to talk about this plane drama. You know, I'm not mad at the families that travel with their kids. Listen, the first time my son was on a plane, I think he was sitting in my lap, so he was months old. Might have been about 11 months or something like that. We went to Disney. Went to Disney. Had us a good old time. But you got some families, I don't know what their thought process is, but they be having the kids and they let the kids do whatever. On the plane, on the train, on the bus, in the airport. They just let the kids be buck wild. So this little girl, her mother was asleep. She must have been bored. She had herself a fork. And she was just walking up and down the plane, stabbing the people. Well, this one passenger, she called the flight attendant. She said, you better get her. She said, because I'm going to F her up. That's what she said. Now, they ain't the diva. She told that flight attendant, she had her shoe in her hand. She said, you better get her. I'm going to F up. I said, oh, good gosh almighty. Now she going to F up a little girl. That's what she said, though. So we're going to talk about it. We got to get into it because, you know, it's trending topics, and we're going to talk about it. Shocking. I told y'all, shocking. She was going to F a little girl up because she said that little girl better not stab me with that fork. Then we going to talk about, do you remember, do you watch HGTV? I used to watch it all the time. I kind of cut back on it because when I watched it, I thought, yeah, I could be doing all these projects in my house. Well, it's misleading because doing little projects is not as easy as you might think. It's a lot of work. When I bought my home, it was carpet on this floor, all my floors. I have hardwood floors now, but I decided I was going to pull the carpet up myself. Good gosh, I called 5 girlfriends over, and it was work. Us pulling up that carpet was work. Yeah, we worked in here. Shout out to all my girlfriends that helped me out. Okay? So HGTV, Egypt Sherrod, she has a show on HGTV with her husband, Mike Jackson. They renovate homes. And so they got a call from the New York Times. And the New York Times was like, we want to interview you and your husband. We want to come on and set of your show. We want to see things, you know, how things are going, blah, 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 blah. So the New York Times came. Egypt said they was there with them for about an hour. And she said the New York Times did them dirty. She said when the article came out, they slammed them. Talking about the show was fake. She said they took a picture, didn't even put her husband in the picture. And then the show was about her and her husband. And she said, listen, we real. She said, our business is real. She said, our blood, sweat, and tears goes into this business. We barely get recognized. We don't get the brand deals like everybody else. She said, we're getting done dirty. And I said to myself, well, phew, the New York Times is known as like a reputable newspaper. If the New York Times has gone all the way down in the gutter and become shady, I mean, what do we have to look forward to? The New York Times? Said the New York Times played them out. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. But listen, guys, it's Trending Topics Wednesday. We got stuff to talk about. The title is called Shocking. No, I do, Handy B, I do not have new light here. I just do not have my ring light on. It has been blaring in my eyes. I got to figure out a different thing to do. Because, you know, I'm with y'all almost 7 days a week. And I was like, something is going on. And I really think it's the lighting that is just like beaming on me. So right now, I hope y'all can still see me okay. My light is off because I was like, okay, I need to give myself a break from that light just being like in my eye. And then it kind of shines on the glasses too. It's a lot. So I'm giving myself a break from the light, but that's what's going on. My ring light is not on right now. So anyway, guys, y'all know, thank you. I see y'all putting in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Wednesday night Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. Okay, the title is called Shocking. We got the Brooklyn Hustler out here suing people because he's talking about my wheelchair can't get in your business. He's a hot mess, okay? We got the plain drama, and then we got the HGTV stars Egypt Sherrod and her husband Mike Jackson saying that the New York Times played them out, and she's sick of it. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva, choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. Hey, chat. Choo, choo, choo.
Hey, Julius.
Hey, y'all, hit the like button now. Yes, the New York Times has been going downhill for quite a while.
Ooh, child. And listen, shout out to all my moms out there. I thank y'all. Listen, if you are watching, you know, in the bushes, so to speak, hit the like button while you're in the bushes. But if you've been watching in the bushes and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. My goal for this month is to hit 40K subscribers. I need 700 people and then I'll be there. So hit the subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. So listen, guys, we're going to go ahead and get right into the story. And our first story, we might as well go ahead and talk about this plane drama. The plane drama. That girl told the stewardess, told the flight attendant, I will F this girl up if she thinks she gonna come over here and stab me with this fork. Hold on now, let's get right into the story. So a flight passenger loses it after child stabs her with a fork while mom slept. She said, I'm going to F her up. So a young girl has provided in-flight drama that absolutely nobody in their right mind will request. Footage of the youngster has gone viral on TikTok after she allegedly stabbed a random adult passenger with a metal fork while her mother took a brief nap on a 14-hour Qatar Airlines flight, as she's entitled to. She just randomly stabbed me, the woman filming catches the moment her sister flags down the attendant to try to defuse the situation. She's over here stabbing people with forks. She just randomly stabbed me with a fork, the sister complains. The hostess can be seen reaching to grab the fork from the rowdy child's hand. Another hostess is then seen waking the mom. As the aggravated passenger holds up a sandal in preparation to hit the girl, she warns, I'm going to F her up, okay? And I'm going to smack the S out of her. The woman behind the camera giggles as she watches the interaction. Hold on one second.
Hey, she over here stabbing people with forks. She just ran up and stabbed me with a fork. I'm looking out there. I'm gonna fuck her up. She ran up and hit me and stabbed me with a fork. Yes. I don't know whose kid that is. Did I get her? Smack the shit out of her.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, child. We're the parent. Commenter slammed the response of viewers who took the interaction as a joke. Y'all laughing, but this is not okay, one viewer wrote. It's only a child, for crying out loud, another stressed. A third couldn't help but laugh at the woman. Not you grabbing your slipper like she was a roach. However, most were focused on the lack of parental guidance while she is walking around the plane with a steel fork in the first place, one question. Where's the parent? Who lets their kid randomly bother people? A second echoed.
Her mother, she stabbed me with a fork. She ran up and stabbed me in my leg with a fork. Her mom asleep. She's asleep. I hit her with the shoe. What? I think that's her mom right there asleep. Oh shit. I hope she's break out.
Mom was knocked out. Some parents don't understand that, and not everyone thinks that their child is cute. Came a third criticism. The air hostess can be seen waking the mother, who was blissfully unaware of the chaos her children were creating. Her mama didn't do nothing. At this point, we feel like the mom was probably tired and definitely wanted someone else to watch her kids, the woman shared in a follow-up explanation video. Not you gonna hit the kid. In my opinion, your thoughts?
First, yes, watch your children. Because anything could happen to them children. Walking around an airplane while it's in motion is not a good thing anyway. Second of all, I wish somebody would hit my child with a shoe. I don't care what the problem is. You don't hit nobody else's child. You know that's fighting words. But I don't know. I can't say that because there was metaphor. And had somebody, hit me with a metaphor, I think that my reaction would be to haul off and smack the mess out of them. But I pray that if it was a kid, I'd have look, demore to me and say, okay, I'm finna go over there and smack the mama instead, but
She said she was gonna F that little girl up. Oh my gosh. Thank you, in my opinion. Katrina, your thoughts?
That little girl probably listen. I do not want to be bothered when I'm on a plane. Just give me my Biscoff cookie and let me relax.
Not your
Her
cookie.
mama was over there asleep. She should have had her in a seat belt. And you know, you can walk around on the plane because the pilot tell you we up high enough, you can move around, you can do all this whatsoever. But the thing of it is, you got a child with you, and you're sleeping, so you should have made sure that she was sitting down, well behaved or whatsoever. You're not paying attention to her, and she lucky people ain't had no reflex because you sticking me with a fork and I don't know who you is. I've been smacked the mess out of you before I knew it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's nice to do, but I'm just saying, you sticking me with a fork, that's a reflex that you getting popped. Now I ain't saying with the shoe, probably with the hand, but sit down and stop. She know what she was doing. She riding there sticking people with these forks. She knows she ain't supposed to be doing that. Sometimes you have to teach somebody else. What they say, take a village to learn a child. She lucky she ain't
Raise the
ran into the
child.
right one to raise a child. Thank you, babe. To raise a child. She should have been you don't go around and stick with nobody with a fork, especially a metal fork at that. And you don't know if it's been in her mouth. You don't know what's going on with this fork. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not all about the lady hitting her or anything like that, but reflexes are something else. Just give me my cookie, my pillow, and just let me leave me alone. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
I'm with light brown sugar. She said she ain't stab her mama.
Mm.
I tell you one thing. Mama would not be getting no sleep on that plane. Man, wake up. Your daughter is stabbing people. Wake up. Why should everybody else be terrorized while her mother is getting some good, probably deserved sleep? But this your child. You got to be sleep deprived, not everybody else.
Right. Facts. You talking facts. Come on now.
No, she gonna wake up. I don't even understand why this first person, ma'am, your daughter is stabbing people. I'm not gonna call a flight attendant. I'm gonna go to her, ma'am, your daughter's stabbing people. I don't understand people like, no, you ain't sleeping tonight. You're not sleeping across the water tonight. I'm done.
Ooh, child. Wayne said you will not be getting sleep on this plane tonight. Okay. Yes, I remember that movie, The Bad Seed. Honey, she was trouble. And what the mother should have did is had the two children near the window, and the mother should have been on the end, from what it was looking like to me. But either way, she should have been in between her two children. It was a mess. Julius, your thoughts?
Okay, y'all gonna have to bear with me because I have the severe giggles. Like it's like the way she was holding the sandal. Like it just looked like it just looked like if you make a sudden move, I'ma get you. Like it just brought like a giggle to my spirit. Like the mother should have been watching her babies. Yes, absolutely. But we have to admit that lady gave us all a laugh because I am not able to fully give my commentary because I'm trying to hold in my laughter. I'm sorry, y'all.
Thank you, Julius. All right, so that mother was a mess, but Wayne, I think you gave the best advice. Ma'am, you will be getting no sleep tonight. Okay, because you need to watch your kids. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and roll right into our next story. And our next story is this guy from Brooklyn. He's a paraplegic. He's in a wheelchair, and he's just been suing all the local businesses, saying that they do not have accessibility like they should. But it's a shame because he's not really doing it to get justice for people in wheelchairs. He's doing it for a come up. So wheelchair-bound Brooklyn man received tens of thousands in settlements through alleged shakedown lawsuits over access. A paraplegic man formerly living in NYCHA housing now has a swanky apartment and allegedly bought a Mercedes thanks to cash from settlements and lawsuits. Defendants' claims amount to a citywide shakedown. Wheelchair-bound Jocelyn Pierre has filed 113 lawsuits against restaurants, pharmacies, clothing stores, and even a charity in Brooklyn and Manhattan since 2018 for their alleged failure to provide handicapped access to their establishments. In each case, he cites the Federal Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, according to the filings revealed by the Post. Once the lawsuits are filed, his lawyers move in and offer to settle if the businesses pay thousands of dollars. He's a mess. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. That's him. He sued a pizza place. And the pizza place is the one that said, you know what? And it's a popular pizza place that a lot of celebrities go to. And there's the ones that said, you know what? We're not going for this. He's a mess. We don't even remember him being here. They're saying it's a fraudulent action. And they the ones that, exposed him, so to speak. That's the pizza place that said no. And they said he's living in a $4,000 a month apartment now that features a fitness center, yoga studio, cocktail herb garden, according to the website. And that he bought a Mercedes-Benz with the money. That's a tattoo place that said he doesn't even remember him trying to come to the business. That's his lawyers that are doing the shady business. In my opinion, your thoughts, and in my opinion, I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, he got to keep the fraudulent activities going because he got to pay for that $4,000 a month to stay in the apartment. And he don't want to go back. They say it's always good on top. Um, this is the problem with people. The people that want to scam people, and it makes it harder for the people that sit out here and actually earn their due salary to pay their bills and stuff like that. These people get over and con people and try to scam people. Like, I just feel like you never win when you play dirty. Thanks, Nene, for that line. She was right about that. But I feel like this man is a con artist. His attorneys know he a con artist. And I'm glad the pizza place is fighting back. Katrina, what you think?
He was living large and in charge, big baby. Girl. And how he gonna drive the car? I mean, do his I know they got certain type of gears and stuff that they can use and all that type of stuff. But you supposed to be paraplegic or whatever you supposed to be in a wheelchair, and you worried about a BMW and all this type of stuff that you ain't swindled out of these people. If you going in the restaurant, you don't see no accident, just roll on by. But you want to come out and scam. You looking for any type of way to do a come up. And that's a sad situation that these folks got to buy more insurance to pay you off. And the sad thing is the lawyers get the majority of the money. And they around there suing these people. They know that's a con, but they don't care because they want the money as well. So I feel like if this man go down, so should the lawyers, because it was the lawyers that brought the lawsuits and it was the lawyers that got the money. So if he go down, they need to go down as well. That's all I got.
Wayne?
He must got some mileage on them wheelchair wheels. 118 people. This ain't nothing but a scam, and the lawyers in on it. I'm sure the lawyers are feeding him the places to go. Yeah, we'll do this one right here because they're not even going to check. This just sounds like a whole big scam. 118 places. I mean, he's all over the place. He may be getting the money, but the lawyers is in on it. And number of ambulance chases. They got it all set up. And that's why it's still going on. Probably still going. Even if he wanted to quit, they probably say, no, we need more money. So that's what I think it's a big, big scam.
Julius?
Now y'all know this is Karen's cousin, Calvin. You know the male scammer. Cause let me tell you, I swear they must run in a flock. Now he doing wrong, and I stand with the pizzeria. Take care of Calvin and all his lawyers. Now look here, y'all. That's just the nickname I gave this man because I don't know him from paint. Anywho, now, but the pizzeria should take him for what he's worth and take the lawyers for what they're worth, and that's where I stand with that.
Well, we all know he was conning all the people because now he got a Mercedes Benz and living in a $4,000 condo. So he was definitely a scammer.
But I blame the
Um,
I
lawyers
like.
more than I blame him. Cause them lawyers, they get, like I said, they getting the majority of the money. And they using him as the fall guy, really. Hey, we give you this amount of money if you say this store, this restaurant did this restaurant did that. They listen, they ain't bought they condos and they mistresses condos with the money they ain't got from this man from doing these scam tail insurance frauds. This is ridiculous. And they need to put him in his little wheelchair and wheel him out that apartment. Cause
I
it don't make no sense. It's just that's sad.
I
It's
like
just
to
so
know how he
sad.
getting in and out of that Mercedes with that wheelchair,
See,
and
that's
how's he driving it.
he probably got it. You know how you
He,
can get it customized
mm-hmm.
when you have a disability.
Yep.
He probably been getting so much money from these lawsuits that he got it customized. It's a shame, and he's using the ADA, act and law. And yes, every business is supposed to have wheelchair accessibility, but he is definitely taking advantage, and it's sad.
He went from 2 wheels to 4 wheels.
Listen, it's a shame because I feel because one business they only paid because they didn't want to lose their business and they didn't have the money to, they settled out of court with him because they didn't have the money to, to like go through the proceedings and go through the court with him. So it's like a lot of people, and that's how he's getting over. A lot of people are not going through court; they're just going ahead and paying, which
Yeah,
is
that's what I was saying. And the lawyers getting majority of the money. They in on it too.
they definitely are.
Yeah, it's called a nuisance lawsuit.
Yes. Yes, they definitely are. All right, guys, I'm going to go right into this last story. And the last story, like I said, if you know from HGTV, and she did something before this too. From HG,
Flipping virgins.
say that again, Julius.
Flipping virgins.
What's that?
It's one of her real estate virgins, and flipping virgins is her
Oh,
two
no,
other shows.
but she did something before she got into the whole HGTV thing. I can't
she
remember.
did entertainment news too.
She did entertainment news. That's where many people may know her from. But her and her husband have a show on HGTV. I'll share screen. I'm not gonna go through the whole article. So HGTV star slams New York Times in furious response to slanted article. So this is Egypt Sherrod, and that's her and her husband. They have a show on HGTV, and the New York Times called her and said, "You know what? We want to come. We want to feature you in this article because we're doing an article about renovation shows." And so she said, "Sure." She said, so they came there, and then when she saw the article, they pretty much was slamming her, talking about the show is fake, her husband is fake. They don't really do renovations. And so she was like, I can't believe that they did that. She said, me and my husband have a real business even outside the show where we really do all the work for these renovations. And so she got mad at them and she said, it's hard for black businesses as is. And they made it even harder, by doing that article and calling them fake. And she said they don't even get the brand deals like many others do. So it was sad. In my opinion, your thoughts?
With them being there an hour, they couldn't have seen much to do a story on. And they was wrong for leaving her husband out. It's a two-person show. Even on the cover of her show, it's them on the cover. So I feel like they was already being shaded off the rip. But I do believe a lot of these shows have a lot of scripted value to them too. So
I do too. Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's wrong what they did, but as in my opinion, did say a lot of those shows do be fake. And I'm not saying her show is fake because they be saying they doing this at a certain amount of time, they remodeling this at a certain amount of time. Because I used to watch HGTV all the time, and what they really need to do an investigation on when these people are getting these homes that can't afford them and the taxes that they have to sell or go into foreclosures when they do get awarded those homes and they bankrupt. That's what they need to be doing, reporting on. Which they're not telling anybody to take the home. You can take the money offer as well, but the taxes on that is almost $30,000 you have to pay off within that year. So that's what they need to be doing investigation on. Not if somebody's scamming and not doing the house, because can't no way nobody can get those houses done within that hour. So things gonna happen. So, but the things they need to be focusing on is focusing on that and stop trying to mess up people's business. Because anybody in their right mind know people are not redoing those houses within an hour. They're taking time to do these houses and they bringing stuff in. So New York Times, the ones that already boosting up Trump. So you got to take that with a grain of salt. But that's all I got.
Thank you, Katrina. Julius, your thoughts?
Now, I love me some Egypt and Mike, okay? Especially when they throw Uncle up in there and they go back and forth. I love it. Now, the New York Times in recent years has been trifling. They have been straight trifling. They don't promote anyone of color in a positive light, especially when they're making positive changes. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that they don't show the many months or the year that goes into building these houses to fit it into the hour episode. Um, they just wanted to throw a hit story on them. This is not the first time that she has addressed stuff. There was a post that I seen on hers not too long ago where she addressed something else that was false. So it's just, as Katrina said, the MAGA hydrophone downing accomplished, business savvy black folk who is making it in this country and are an inspiration to others, really. And that's how I see it.
Thank you, Julius. Wayne, your thoughts?
It's no surprise to me that these shows are scripted. My thing is that is it well scripted? And I think most of them, like on those, used to watch those shows, and I used to watch Egypt. If they're going to come back after her, I mean, they're going to have to start going after the other ones as well.
Exactly.
But Egypt, I haven't watched them in a while, but Egypt is the only one of color that I know is on there. Behind the scenes on some of the things I've read about the Property Brothers. Doing things that didn't go right.
Yep.
So we know all these. They're not going to show you. They're not going to show you the ones that didn't go right. It's not like I'm gonna hire these people or whatever. But it's well scripted. You like the way the houses turn out and how they turn, basements into apartments and stuff like that. But since about the New York Times tied in with who. And they getting rid of everybody that they feel is DEI. I hope this is not an example of it, because she's the first one I've heard anything on as far as like this is fake or going after them like this. And at a time like this, I hope it's not that, but like she said, I mean, she's just as good as the rest of them, and she's not getting the ads or the promoters for her, for her brand. And instead they pushing her out like this, and it does put a stain on her. It's coming from New York Times. I'm done.
Thank you. Listen, y'all, this was a short live. I ate something. I don't know what I ate that my stomach is not happy, but I appreciate y'all for being here. I know that was too much information. But listen, I'll be back tomorrow night for Trending Topics Live. I appreciate y'all. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Thank you so much for being here. Good night and goodbye, everybody.